Let's talk about Buffy Season 5. Again, if you're new here, I run this thing called the Slay Along, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer watch along and now Angel watch along. We watch a season a month. We are now officially over with July, and that was the time we watched Buffy Season 5 and Angel Season 2. And I'm going to talk about those two things. I will primarily keep my focus on Buffy because that is what this whole watch along is about. I will briefly talk about Angel Season 2. So as always, if you're interested, please check out all my links down below for every season talk. Let's talk all about Season 5. So Season 5 is one of my favorites. I really love it. I think it's one of the strongest season arcs over any Buffy seasons, in my opinion. One of the things I love the most about Season 5 is the big plot twist we get at the very end of the first episode. So at the very end, we meet Dawn, and we learn that Dawn is Buffy's sister. If you're like, hold up, Buffy doesn't have a sister, everyone else was thinking that too when we first watched it. It is one of the greatest plot twists I personally think of TV history because I think it came out of left field. And I think now, as I've told you guys repeatedly in my past seasons, that there are so many hints, vague hints, that you won't get until the actual thing happens for the upcoming season. So basically, there were several times in Season 3 and Season 4. In Season 4 even, Buffy had a dream with Faith in it, and Buffy's like, I gotta go, and she's like, yeah, I have to be back before Dawn gets here.
I wish I could stay, but oh, you have to go. That's just with little sis coming. I know.
There's so many vague hints at the time, you're like, what does this mean?
Be back before Dawn.
And then when it gets here, you're like, oh, so it's like it doesn't make sense. At least I don't know if anybody predicted it. If they did, wow, good on them, because I thought it's one of the best plot twists ever. So then this season, we get introduced to Dawn, Buffy's sister, and she just came literally out of nowhere. Like 1 minute for 4 seasons she wasn't there, and then now she's here. She's been here forever apparently, and we're the only ones that are like, this is not accurate.
What are you doing here? I know you. Curtain Way.
Miles to go. Little Miss Muffet counting down from 730.
So I really like Season 5 for that regard because it had a huge plot twist at the very beginning that I never even expected. I'm gonna go talking about the episode. So the first episode we got introduced was Buffy versus Dracula, which I think is okay. Buffy is not really strong in my opinion on its season openers. It's really strong in its season enders. I say that, but Season 6 season opener is like the best. It was just okay, but then we get to Real Me where we learn more about Dawn, and I have to say, that's one of my favorite episodes of the season because you're still in a state of shock of like, who the crap is Dawn? Like, why is she here? She started giving hints of like, they don't know the real me, what I can do. So you're like, what the is going on? I love that episode. It's a great episode. The Family, which is about Tara, which I love. Fool for Love is one of my favorite episodes of all time. It's an episode about the backstory of Spike and how he came to be a vampire, how he came to kill 2 Slayers. Buffy is asking him about it, and I really loved learning more about Spike. Spike's definitely a character that gets more development in the season. Whether or not you like it is a question for yourself to answer, but either way, Fool for Love is an amazing episode. And I will say with Season 5 of Buffy and Season 2 of Angel, this is the last season where you're going to have to really be consistent of watching them in order, which I was not. So I think Fool for Love you watch first, then you go watch Angel Season 2 episode Darla, I want to say, because that's also a backstory and Spike is in it as well. So this is the last seasons where you're going to have to be very consistent with the crossover episodes, if you will. After that, there's a whole bunch of kind of okay episodes where Buffy's mom gets sick. Also, Riley leaves, which, who cares? Not me. Like, I was waiting for it. The whole intention of Riley leaving, which I think Joss Whedon said, is that Buffy's whole motivation this season is to focus on her sister, and she didn't really need any love life to get in the way of that, which I agree, and I don't really care that Riley's gone anyway, so bye. Which the whole thing about Riley, we're gonna break off into tangent because why not, is he got mad because Buffy was distancing herself from him, which I agree with, but her mom was also very sick, so like, what? Riley, like, really? So he went off to a vampire place and just got bit because he wanted to feel something, like, oh, Riley is legitimately the worst. If you were around season 4, like, why is there a hate Riley? Here's your answer. After that, I will say the second half after Checkpoint, which is another great episode in my opinion, we really get into what I think is where season 5 shines. Season 5, I will say, I think, I've said time and time again, it's one of my favorite seasons. I'm still grappling on that. I was like either tied with season 3 or season 5 being my favorite, but ultimately after rewatching season 5, I still think season 3 is my favorite because season 3 is great for overall plot arc, which that, I mean, like, with Buffy, you have a big bad for the season, and your whole plot arc's kind of gearing towards defeating that big bad, learning more information about them, having some obstacles along the way, things like that. So that's like the overall season arc. Season 3 had that, but season 3 also had some amazing one-off episodes that kind of had nothing to do with the big bad, such as like Doppelgangland and The Wish and things like that. Season 5 has an amazing season arc. It's got a great season arc with the big bad of Glory and about Dawn and everything like that, Sacrifice. It has an amazing season arc. Probably I'd say one of the strongest, if not the strongest season arc of all of the seasons, in my opinion. But where Buffy has that, it doesn't have a lot of amazing one-off episodes. So like when you look at season 5, I think you think of like one key episode and that's it. So I talked about season 4, it's not one of my favorites, but when I look back at season 4, there's a lot of rememberable episodes like Something Blue, Hush, Fear Itself, Primeval. There's a lot of really good one-off episodes that season 4 has, but its overall season structure is horrible. Season 5, great season arc, not the best one-off episodes. So, talking about season arc as a whole, we learn that Dawn is the key that opens up these realms of hell, pretty much, all these different dimensions. And Glory is our big bad, and she is a hell god, and she is trying to find the key so she can open up the portal to her dimension and get home. And yeah, that's what the whole season kind of gears toward. Nobody knows what the key is. Buffy figures out that the key was made. The key was just energy, and then it was made into human form and sent to Buffy to protect. So the monks made the key into Dawn. Dawn is the key, and they made her Buffy's sister, and they put all these memories of Dawn in everybody. Like, it was so well constructed. Like, Buffy doesn't know her life without a sister, and it's like, end of season 4, there's no sister. All of a sudden, in season 5, there's a sister, and all these memories attached. So that was amazing, in my opinion. I love that whole plot twist. I think season 5 has such a good story in regards to that. Also, Glory. Glory is one of my favorite big bads. Glory is strong. Glory is cocky. Glory cares a lot about shoes and clothes, and she's just evil. But she's hilarious. Glory is amazing. I would say she's probably tied with Angelus as far as my favorite big bads go. I know a lot of people love the mayor. I do too, but something about Glory, I just like, oh, she's too strong. She is the strongest big bad, I think, of all, which we can talk about in season 6 about who we really think big bad is, things like that. But overall, season 5, like the last half of season 5, like I was saying, is a lot of the season arc of Glory. Now, we do have one very memorable episode in the season with the body, with Buffy's mom dying, and I don't like talking about that episode. It's a very sad episode, but I will say it should have gotten an award. Like, it was beautifully done, well crafted, made me feel so many emotions, but I don't want to talk about that for long. But after that, it's just intense episodes. Season 5, while it is an amazing season, it's a very sad season. Like, I've noticed that with season 5 and season 6, that there is just a lot of really heavy things happening. Like, with especially the last few episodes of season 5, it gets to a point where I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get out of this. Like, is this gonna happen? Are we gonna win the day? I'm not quite sure, because Glory is so powerful, and this is the first time I really think you see Buffy like, I don't know how to defeat her. I don't know what to do. And she even goes into a catatonic state when Dawn gets kidnapped by Glory, because she's like, I don't know if I could save her. Like, it's, you know, Buffy is an amazing character, but she's got a little bit of a power complex and a little bit of an ego. But when it gets to the point where Buffy's like, I don't know, like, if I could defeat, it's just like, crap. At least for me, that's how I felt. I mean, it was a good season. Like, The Gift is, I think it's my favorite season finale of all time, which begs the question of a whole nother different thing. There has been so many things out there which I don't know which is true or not. I'm pretty sure that The Gift was meant to be the series finale. I don't think it was going to be continued on with the WB because there was a big switch of networks. We'll talk about that in a second, but The Gift was Buffy's 100th episode. Pretty sure what I've read, it was meant to be the series finale, which begs the whole question of like, really? Like, do you agree with that or not? I don't like that because Buffy dies. I don't ever want to see a show where the main character dies and that's like it. We're done. That's it. That's the show. Thanks for watching. Waste your 5 years of life to see a character die. So I don't love that. I'm glad that there was changes made. Buffy made the switch to UPN, but there is also a thing of like there's season 4, there's so many references to season 6. So I'm like, was season 5 really meant to be the end, or did Josh like have an extra set of like papers or writing stuff that he was going to continue on with? I don't know. Super Buffy fans, if you're out there watching this, let me know. Was season 5, The Gift, supposed to be the end of Buffy forever, or did he really actually plan to continue it? I need to know. I like to think he planned to continue it because, wow, The Gift was heavy, but it was beautiful. Buffy sacrificing herself to save her sister and everyone else. The whole season, Buffy's trying to figure out about past layers, about this power that she has, about, you know, trying to harness it and trying to use it. And she learns from the first Slayer that death is her gift.
Death is your gift.
Death
Is your gift.
This has been talked about in season 4 that, you know, death surrounds her. We've always had this notion with Buffy of death is her. And Buffy never figured that out. She thought that she was just going to have death all around her all the time because she was constantly killing demons and killing vampires, and that was death was her gift. She would bestow death. But in reality, death was her gift to give. She was the death that was to give. So when she died, that was her gift to her sister and to her friends. Her death was her gift, her sacrifice. You know, Dawn is the key and only her blood was supposed to close it. Buffy and her share the same blood. And oh, it's such a beautiful scene. The Gift is beautifully done from start to finish, including that montage at the very beginning with every episode a second into it. Oh, it was just, I love The Gift. The Gift, hands down, the best episode of the season. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I cry as soon as it starts from the ending. I just cry. What else can we talk about? We can also talk about Spike, because Spike makes does some things in this season and the next season. Spike learns that he likes Buffy, and it gets a little bit weird. Like, he starts to get obsessed. Like, he starts to go into her house and steal her clothes, even make a sex robot out of her, which is just... Okay, look, I get it. Like, when it came to be around, I think, Fool for Love, I was like, Spike, yes, like, I feel you. And then when it got to be with Riley catching him in a room and when he made the robot, I was like, this is just getting too creepy. So everyone seems to like Spike and Buffy more than Buffy and Angel. I still don't know. I think ultimately I'm always gonna like Buffy and Angel better. I'm just tragic love story. I don't know. I just love them. I'll just be honest with you. But Spike, yes, I do enjoy him in season 5, but he has so many, like, creepy tendencies that I'm like, Spike, you know, he had a lot of interesting development because you see Spike in this season legitimately care about other people and care about Buffy and care about protecting Dawn. You get to see him, which brings the whole question of whether or not, you know, a vampire without a soul can care and can love. We talk about that repeatedly on this channel, and I'm still unsure because there's so many characters that are vampires without souls, but like are not like horrible people. Like Harmony, you know, is a vampire. She's not the best, but like I think she has a conscience a little bit, but she's still a vampire without a soul. So it's like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but either way, that's a whole conversation. We have Tara and Willow in this season. I love. They were great. Also Xander and Anya. Dawn. Let's talk about Dawn. So Dawn is a character I despised when I was younger. Just for reference, I started watching Buffy when I was around like I don't know, 12, 13, and I finished it up when I was like 16, 17, something like that, because I didn't watch it when it first aired. I think it was like either 4 or 5 seasons deep into it. I don't remember, but either way, when I watched it, I was like, oh, Dawn, you're the worst, which I don't understand now because I was that young. I should have related to her so much, but I just didn't. I thought she was whiny, irritable, blah, blah, blah. But now, like, Dawn's different. Like, she's 14, which you can make the argument like Buffy was 15 when she found out she was Slayer and da-da-da-da. But Buffy and Dawn are very different. First of all, Buffy's the firstborn. I'm a firstborn. Firstborns kind of have a tendency to be more mature, get their stuff together. That's just how it is, in my opinion. Also, Buffy has this huge calling upon her where Dawn is just the little sister, the little baby, the sister of Slayer. So, you know, Dawn is just a kid, pretty much. She's a true, legitimate kid. She doesn't have to deal with witches or demons or vampires like Willow and Xander and all them do in Buffy. So Dawn is young, and Dawn is irritable, yes, but I think she plays to her character true because she is like any 14-year-old, in my opinion. Do we see growth with Dawn? Yes, but it is slow growth because she is a character that, you know, is going to have to grow up. And there are many scenes in this season where I was like, wow, you were acting very immature. But I'm like, she's 14. That's normal. I mean, there was so many scenes there where she acted older. Like the scene when Tara got her mind sucked from Glory and Tara even saved it. She didn't say anything about Dawn. Tara, I love you, girl. You know, Dawn wanted to help Willow take care of her because she knew it was her fault. And Dawn realized that a lot of people were getting hurt and dying and things because of her. And so Dawn does have a lot of good things about her, but she is annoying at times. I will give you that. Season 5, I would probably give it a 4.5. Enjoyed it. Like I say, it's a good season arc. Like the whole plot with Glory and the key and Death is My Gift. Like it is beautifully done. It is an amazing season for like that, but when it comes to one-off episodes or like funny episodes, season 5 is a little bit more serious, and we're gonna get into that territory even more with season 6 because season 6 delves into much deeper things. Like season 5, I loved it. It's not my favorite season, but it's one of my favorite seasons. Let me know if you guys want me to do a Buffy seasons ranked after I finish rewatching all these. I would love to hear. Angel season 2. Okay, so as of filming this right now, which is like August the 3rd, I still haven't finished Angel season 2. I'm like 3 episodes away, so please forgive me as I can't give you a full review. Angel, I struggle with watching so much. I don't know if it's because I'm such a Buffy diehard fan. When I get into Buffy, I am in it. I binge it. I can't get enough of it. When it comes to Angel, I struggle with it so much. I think because they are darker episodes and I don't feel like the season plot overall is really super engaging, I have a hard time with. So I didn't watch a lot of Angel. Like I binged the last half of it this past week and I still have 3 episodes to go. But I will say about Angel season 2 is that it is significantly better than season 1. Season 1 I did not really love. It was still trying to find its footing, and I still think now it's still trying to find its footing. But season 2 we have the introduction of Darla again. Darla's first introduced in Buffy season 1 episode 7, Angel, and it's interesting because Darla comes back and we get a Darla-centric episode in Angel season 2 episode 7. So the writers, they're doing good with like being like on time, you know, being authentic. I don't know, doing cool things. I don't know. But either way, we have the Darla plot where Darla comes back and she's a human and she's dying and she wants to become a vampire again. And so Angel goes into morally gray territory where he's not quite Angel, but he's not quite Angelus. He's not like evil. He's kind of in the middle where he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to fire Cordelia and Leslie and Gunn and just go after Darla and do all these things. And he has to save her. And it just gets, at the beginning, it's interesting. But by the end, I was kind of over it. I was like, I get it. You're morally gray. You don't care. I don't care either. I think that's where I fall not loving season 2 because of that, because it was just so much Darla. Like, she was the main plot point of this whole season. 13 episodes, that's like half a season. It was all about Darla. And I just didn't like, I like Darla. I love learning more about her, but by the end, I was just kind of over it. Like, I legitimately did not care anymore. And then when Angel finally has his epiphany in the episode called Epiphany, we get to see him go back, and I did enjoy those episodes a ton. Like, Disharmony, I loved. Over the Rainbow, Through the Looking Glass, and There's No Place Like Please Glurp, I think. Those are the 3 episodes I haven't watched, but I remember really loving them because they go to an alternate reality, and then Fred comes, and Overall, for season 2, I would probably give it, what did I give season 1? I gave season 1 a 3. I would probably give season 2 a 3.5. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Angel. I just have a hard time watching it. I don't know if I'm just watching too many seasons in a month. I don't know if it's like, maybe we should do Buffy every month and Angel every other month. 44 episodes of these shows, which is a lot. But I don't know. I just still have feelings about, I just don't know. But Angel, I think, I was really excited to watch season 2 because I was saying how much season 2 was amazing, and it was good, but I just didn't fall in love with it. I was like, okay, I'll watch this, and there were some episodes that were really good and then some that were just not. So I don't know, maybe I'll watch season 3. I know without a doubt I hate season 4. I'm just telling you right now. But season 2 was just okay, so sorry I don't have a lot to say about it. I just don't have much to offer. I will say I love the chemistry between Angel, Gunn, and Wesley after Angel leaves and they become a tight-knit family. I love that a lot and how you can see them grow together. I think that's really adorable. But yeah, not a lot to talk about. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts and feelings about Buffy season 5 and Angel season 2. As always, these videos are insanely long and they don't get the most views, but I don't care because I love talking about it and I will continue to do so. So thank you so much for watching and slay along. Bye.